Hello everybody, Vanessa here from Daganya Aramax. In this video, I will be reviewing the results of my test for the Shea Surfactant Soap inside the freezer, outside the freezer. And I'm going to couple that with my video that I did on Mica Mishap, bringing them both together. And I'm going to make a soap called with using partial rebatching. Check out the end cards to see the link for both the videos for both of these soaps. So let's get started here with the partial rebatching. First thing I did was shred my soaps. This was the small one, or the Shea Surfactant. So for the partial rebatching, it doesn't matter whether I did the soap that was in the freezer or the one that was not in the freezer. They're the exact same formula. And what I will do in the comment section below, and it's more of a FYI for you, I will give the percentages of oils and superfat, etc., what I'm using for each of the type of soap or ingredient I am using. So that's for this one. So, and for the one that has I call it my Mica Mishap, this is the shred for here, and this is what the original soap looked like. So overall, I am using a 20% of shreds for my rebatching. I'm making a really small batch because I want to test this. So I'm using, this holds about 22 ounces of soap. This is 15% of the formula, or the rebatching I'm using based upon oils, and this is 5%. And the reason I'm using 5% because this was a mica mishap, which means I put too much mica in and the wet soap. And the thing I'm trying to determine is that if I repurpose the soap, what is the amount of shreds that I can use without having the water turn blue. That's the first part. The next part I did in off here, I have my fresh oils, or my fresh oils, which consists of beef tallow, coconut oil, and the liquid oils are sunflower and castor oil. So how this will work for the rebatching, to get started, I use my crock pot and plug it up here, and I'm going to put it on low. I put it on low. It's going to warm these oils, and I'm putting these in here because I want everything to melt. So it's going to take at least an hour or longer before all of these are melted. A question you may have right now is, why is she rebatching? Well, the one with the mica mishaps just makes sense. This one, I'm rebatching it because I have a limited supply of Shea Surfactant, and I want to test other things. And with the soaps just sitting here, my thought is that I can put the soap, I can rebatch the soap. Perhaps I will sell it, or give it to a non-profit. I'm not sure yet. I have to see how things flow. So for now, this is going to take at least an hour to completely melt. I'm going to let it melt. I have it set on, I got to set it on low, and I don't want to boil it. And once it's completely melted, then we can continue our process. But also, while it's melting, one of the things that I will do periodically, I will come and check on it. And also I will use my stick blender to continue to grind up the soap to get it as fine as possible. One of the things that's really important right here is that the finer we get this soap, the smoother the soap will look. So the soap has been melting about an hour. So as you can see from the pot, it still has a ways to go. So what I'm going to do next, taking my stick blender, remember there's no lye in here yet, so I am going to begin to pulse it. So I'm going to do this for several minutes to help to move the soap along, so I can get it finer in texture. So what I find really interesting at this particular point, the color of the soap, of course we put the blue in there, but it's quite pretty. All the blue blue shreds have not completely melted, but I'm just going to bring this up to the screen and hopefully you can see it. Isn't that pretty? I think that color is really pretty. I'm going to give it another half an hour or so to see if we can get it even finer. And then I think I'm going to go ahead and put my lye in there. So I am back, and the soap has been in the pot for at least another half an hour, 45 minutes. I'm going to give it some more stick blending, and after I stick blend it, I'm going to take it out of the crock. I'm going to let the soap cool to about 100 degrees, and then I'm going to add my lye and my essential oil and my sodium lactate and pour it in the mold. So I discontinued with the heat. So right now the soap, as you can see, it's really, really thick. And I haven't put any lye water in there yet. But the big thing for me here is that once I do this and make the soap, I want to make sure that there are no blue bubbles. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put in half of my lye water and I'm going to whisk it. And I'm going to whisk it around. And then once I got half of my lye water in, and as you can see, it's like super, super thick, I am going to add in part of my fragrance oil. And if you can see it, you can still see little tiny blue dots. But my big concern is there is no blue bubbles. Blue bubbles is cute for kids, but if you're a parent, it's not that cute. So I got all my fragrance oil in, and also my lye to water ratio is 4:1. And the reason it's so high is because I don't know how the beef tallow is going to respond. Now I know beef tallow, when you are working at 3:1, it moves fast. And if you're working at 2:1, it moves really, really fast. So let me look at my no stick blender, guys. And I'm just going to whisk it because I want to make sure all the essential oils are in there like they should be. Prior to cutting the video back on, I already put in my ROE, my rosemary ricin extract to fight rancidity. And the fragrance oil I'm using, not fragrance, the essential oil, I'm using a combination of lavender and chamomile. That stuff is really thick, and it didn't take that long. Start putting it in here. It's thick enough I can work with it. Do I don't know. Almost ready for Betty Bye. Oops, leave this alone. This is fine, just the way it is. Just a little something. And this is good. Now, a little bit more alcohol. I think that will work. Hopefully, the alcohol will stop any soda ash. No guarantee, but try never hurt. So, this will go to sleep for between 12 and 24 hours. And then we will do the cut. So, it has been about 18 hours since I made the soap. This is what the Betty Bye looks like. And it's time to take the soap out of the bed. Since it's only been about 18 hours, what I am going to do, I'm going to put my gloves on, just in case the soap is just a little bit soft. I don't think it would be because it's beef tallow, but because I use so much water, it's very possible. It could be. Don't know. Take this off. So let's take a really good look at this. This is what it looks like. Well, it's loosening easily here. And let me see what happens when I push. This is sticking. know, it's a little bit soft on this side, a little bit soft on that side. And I was right, it could be just soft because of all the extra water. But I'm going to attempt it anyway. So I'm really taking my time getting this out the mold because it is soft. Okay, I did lose a little here. We can fix that. So let me go ahead and fix that now. See? I take it and I'm going to fix it now. And it is soft. But I'm going to go ahead on and cut it. So let's take a really good look at this. This is the top of the soap. I'm going to bring it up. Hopefully you can see it better. These are the sides. And this is what I've been smoothing out. And I was able to get rid of some of the indentations. And it's all good. So this is my first cut. This is a 1-inch bar. Let's take a look. And here's the first cut. I think it's kind of pretty. And let me show you the top. And of course got the piece of chamomile still on there. But the inside and the sides. Now, will I bevel this soap? Trying to get this piece of chamomile off. And the other side. It smells lovely. It's not overpowering. I like this. Interesting color. This is the second bar. And I'll open it up here. I think it's very pretty. But one of the things I do notice is like this brown color in here. And I'm wondering if that could possibly could be, I can't think of the name of it at the moment. But it's when the heating process did not go all the way through. And it's very possible. But I'm not worrying about it at this time. Because I have a lot of yellowing here. Which tells me, I can't think of the concept now. But yeah, it's very possible that it could go through. Because for this right here, normally for cold process soap, I do use a heating pad to force gel. Okay, incomplete gel, that's what that could possibly be. It didn't go all the way through, no problem, because this is the test batch. And I didn't use the heating pad this time, but I know if I make this again, as a big batch, I will need the heating pad to force the gel. Yeah, and since it's in the center, as you can see here, usually that's incomplete gel. But I still think it looks beautiful. This is number 3, because the goal of this one was to make sure that the goal of this experiment or this test was to make sure that Mica Mishap no longer has blue bubbles. Because blue bubbles would mean that the mica could possibly stain your sink or the sink. So let me see if I can just get a little bit off of here, which is fine. This is good. Because I have been touching the soap, just by cutting it, I have residue of soap on my hands. Correct? So I'm just going to take a little piece. And the goal here is to see if I get blue bubbles. At this point, the soap is very harsh because it still needs and it needs time to cure, but look. So my theory by only using 5% of the Mica Mishap, I get no blue bubbles, which tells me I can go forward with making more of this soap, whether I decide to use this Shea Surfactant part or I create a brand new recipe. I know that I can use my my blue mica Mishap at 5%. But this is not the only experiment I'm going to do with this. I'm going to try a couple more experiments with the mica Mishap to see how I can use up, basically, it's 5 pounds of soap. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate your time. If you have a moment, please like, subscribe, comment. It really helps the algorithm. I appreciate you so much. Until my next video, be abundantly blessed. Bye-bye for now.